So I'm dying.
So that's good. That's a good way to start the video. How about that?
Faster than him.
Okay, so that threw me way off. I don't even know what to do with this now.
Liam's about to burst into
I know, right? This is... fuck. Alright, so... I haven't seen all of this video. However, the first couple of minutes of it caught my attention, and I thought I would share it with everyone because the wording that everyone's starting to use is really great considering the wording they've used in the past. First off, I don't know if they're going to allow me to post this, so if it gets deleted, I'm fucking with someone from the Planetary Society. I've gone over that before. It doesn't work. I'll throw up screenshots as to, you know, why I can't post anything from Neil at all. So if it's on the Colbert Show or if it's on Star Talk or anything like that, they pull it off my channel immediately. I get a strike, and sometimes I get a ban for a while and can't post. And so here's an interesting video of Neil Tyson yesterday talking to everyone about nuking Mars and what Elon Musk wants to do about nuking Mars. First off, it's a retarded idea. Mars had no magnetosphere, so there's no maintaining the atmosphere. Even if you can get the cloud cover and the terraforming to start, it doesn't fucking matter. The first time any amount of solar energetic particles starts to hit it, it's going to be ionized and the life will die, and he's going to explain why. So here is Neil Tyson explaining once again what GSI and now NASA and Princeton and Berkeley and UCLA and CERN and LIGO and just everybody is saying consistently every time you turn on the TV and hear something about space or the moon. This is it.
What did you think about Elon Musk's idea about nuking the poles of Mars in order to make it warmer?
Yeah, so some of these are kind of pie in the sky ideas,
Right.
but let's get to what he's trying to get at.
Yeah.
What you want to do is you want to introduce warmth, you want to block the ozone, you want to block the ultraviolet so that you can protect organic life. All right, so we have an ozone layer, it's with 3 oxygen atoms, O3, and ozone likes ultraviolet light.
First off, I cover all of this in my video where I'm explaining the layers of atmosphere that are, you know, surrounded by the layers of magnetosphere and why it is that those atmospheric layers exist because of the magnetospheric layers. So he's going to completely avoid talking about the ionosphere and the various layers that goes through the exosphere and then into the thermosphere to the mesosphere, where he's talking about now where the ozone layer starts to consist of within the mesosphere and where you find most O3, because molecular structures don't exist past this point, as he's going to talk about.
So ultraviolet light comes from the sun and gets eaten by ozone. Gets eaten. And when you do that, the ultraviolet light doesn't make it to Earth's surface. So even though they say, oh, wear sunscreen and sunblock 45, yes, that's for
Everything
the
I'm saying in my
1% of
video.
the ultraviolet that gets through the atmosphere. If you're above
We
the
get the
atmosphere,
1% of that 1%.
So, because
Just like in the
ultraviolet
video,
is highly hostile
only
to
1%
organic
is true.
molecules
We get 1%
and
of
what
it.
we're made of as life. So
What's that again?
pride. So, because ultraviolet is highly hostile to organic molecules and what we're made of as life. So, you want to protect, you want to give life a chance. So, you want to not only heat Mars, you want to find a way to block the ultraviolet light coming from the sun. So, you need some mechanism, if not ozone, or just live underground, for example. Okay?
Ozone
And
would get blasted away by the solar winds.
I don't think we should think of the idea as a literal thing, but just it's a general principle of what you want to accomplish.
So, that's how ridiculous we're being now, is we're talking about nuking things without a magnetosphere in hopes that the atmosphere will retain itself, even though we know better. Science has stated that you need a magnetosphere to maintain the atmosphere. That's why we are not like Mars. This is how stupid we all are. Instead of just being like, yeah, well, we've had some propaganda that explains that we can leave it, we can do anything with outside of it. Well, current science shows that we can't, and what happens to the body, why my, delicate words in explaining, that, oh, it harms molecular structures, it's bad for our organic tissues, it's, not where you want to be. There's the science that shows exactly what happens to it, how fast it happens to it, how much of that is out there comparatively to our mass and various things in between. This is just more double talk, propaganda, nonsense on famous channels to make everyone ignore the simplicity of what's really going on, and that's we're learning how to, just finally work within an X-ray and gamma ray environment. And so India's second stage communication satellite failed today, and they were going to be the 4th country to ever hit the upper exosphere and be able to not only be within the low Earth orbit, but within mid-Earth orbit, and maybe start to learn what's outside of the basis of our atmosphere up in the plasmasphere and anything beyond those first magnetospheric bands that protect the entirety of our atmospheric properties. So, interesting, huh?